Guilty Gear Strive.
This is it. Want to ask any character to do it from this deficit. It's going to be him. And the second time he shows the cross-up, it hits both times.
He nullified the round trip with jump medium and then called up the teleport. That was OD.
Finally gets an event. Change Shift 2025. I, Dr. No, have the pleasure, the privilege, the honor to be bringing you all this Guilty Gear action alongside, y'all know him, y'all love him. He may be up in the north for a long time, but he comes back down when it matters. Avian, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. You already know I love being back in the land as much as I'm repping NorCal. This is truly my home, and I'm glad that the place where I live and reside finally got an event for Guilty Gear Strive. Not only do we have an event right now for Guilty Gear Strive, but you already saw it right there. Festival of Fates is going to be returning. I know Kraken Atkins is somewhere here in the building. Everyone give him a round of applause.
Oh, yeah. Give him a round of applause for posing for that photo. The glass, ooh. He looks too clean. And I mean, Awaited Fates, as you all know, is a banger event time and time again. We had an awesome grand finals last year between, of course, Heroin Hamster, ICDS, and one of your boys, one of the mans you be hanging with.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's just classic every single time. All of California pops out. All of California is a good time. And you, whether you're in California, Vegas, wherever, you want to come in from Japan, Australia, wherever you're at in the world, come to the Festival of Fates, have a good time, get a chance to play some Nen Impact in a tournament setting. Listen, I know I'm excited for that game.
I'm so stoked for Nen Impact. I'll be honest with you, it's a little Kasoge, but it's so good. It's classic 90s. If you want to play you're like, oh, this Sailor Moon fighting game, oh, that looks so fun, but like it's so... Trust me, tap in on Nen Impact. You will have a great time. It is so much fun. But, of course, we got the game in front of you here today. Guilty Gear Strive. And speaking of a couple of our competitors here, we got a lot of people who come in from outer region. You know, we had a couple Vegas people. We have a couple, PNW right up here on the scene. Boat on the BAIKEN sitting down alongside SoCal's own AWT champion, RedDitto Nathaniel, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it has definitely been a great event, not only for SoCal, which is to be expected at a SoCal regional, but also, you've had some players from outside of regions slip through the cracks. Most notably right now is Boat coming here representing the PNW, the sole rep, not only in this top 8, but in the top 8 on the winner's side, on the other side down in the loser's bracket, coming down from down south, which, of course, kind of is poetic, is going to be Frijoles representing good old LV, the Sin City. And right now, we are going to get one of our first out-of-region reps going up against who I would definitely consider the champion of Southern California Guilty Gear.
Oh, yeah. Champion of Guilty Gear Strive as a whole at this point. Like, AWT champion, time and time again. And, you know, it is really nice to be able to put events in SoCal because it's very common. Ditto doesn't get to travel to a whole lot of things. That's kind of the... what's kind of been known about it, right, is like he went to EVO and then kind of he doesn't get time to make it out to a ton of other events. So whenever we put on an event, he shows up and he reminds us all why he do what he do. But can you handle this out-of-region talent? Can you rough it up with any region across this country? Let's find out. Boat versus Ditto.
Thought we got a real aggressive button check at first, but it's looking like we're going to get right into it. And RedDitto is pulling out all the stops this early in the match. That's the makings of a champion right there.
Absolutely. Guard cancel is going to get eaten up there. No burst on both sides, but let's see what we got to bring this one in. Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
I ain't seen that before. Ditto, you got new stuff in the tank to this day?
I mean, that's the beauty of having a guard crush that has that much frame advantage. But now, both going to say, you know what? We don't need guard cancel just yet. We don't need any sort of guard crush. All we need are these mix-ups you know and love. Now has RedDitto on the ropes.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to say about Bo, right? Because we know Ditto, you know, he's been on the stage many times before. Bo, I want to talk about, is the BAIKEN cookbook aficionado.
Yes.
No, I don't think there are very many BAIKENs around that know more about frame data than this character, know more about the inner workings of BAIKEN. And it's really fun to watch somebody who puts so much time into being a student of the character come out and show something like this.
100%.
Ooh.
Now we're just seeing RedDitto just put on a show right now. Has one sword out, but it's not going to even matter like that. Oh, no!
Oh, wrong super!
Yeah, there's no time for super there. With the other one, you don't have enough swords to unlock that one, and both's going to take full advantage.
Absolutely. Good damage and some positive meter to take that one in. Oh, goes for a 2H. Not going to get punished. Ditto a little bit too high in the sky.
On the JH pop. On the JH properties, excuse me. Sword toss PRC.
Ooh, a lot of meter on both sides, though, to try to make this last little bit of HP happen. The JS! And that is, so that's one thing. I want to talk about Boat a little bit more, of course. One thing Boat has commonly regarded as far as, like, you know, BAIKEN as the meta of a character. She has talked a lot about she does not believe in approaching as BAIKEN. She believes that, like, BAIKEN does best when she's holding her ground. She's trying to make you run in at her. And it's kind of, you know, that was a little bit emblematic of that, right? Jump in place, JS. I own my space. You're going to have to wait your turn. But Ditto, I think he's deciding that it's his turn right now.
Yeah, I mean, in the time it took you to make that point, RedDitto just goes ahead, sweeps it out with a perfect. Trying to get some things started here in the crowd there for Tekken. Tekken starting off as well. Or Uni, excuse me. And in the meantime, we got this Guilty Gear bracket to get through. RedDitto striking first blood.
Absolutely. It gets a pop-up. Burst going to get off of that one. Ducks out on the Pop Rocks, but you need a little bit more space because the second you get close enough, Ditto's back on the cakes.
Barely getting the 50 meter needed in order to send him through the wall. Gonna have the hard knockdown as well. Tries to go for the mix-up. Is gonna have to go back to all reliable, the back throw. And now Boat has one more chance of life. Taken away by that sword toss. Once again, RedDitto's on top.
I love that interaction because Ditto's a huge part of like what he was kind of going for there is, you know, you expect the flip to, you know, do the left-right mix, but he flips so late that he actually has time to just be like, oh, I'll actually just back throw you. You know, like you're already out of the hit stun. You know, all these plus frames, they don't matter, but Boat off the cross. Gonna earn the burst off of RedDitto. That H-Kabari gets eaten alive.
Yeah, I like RedDitto and Boat both using their burst there in that scenario, but RedDitto seems to be able to make better use of it. Gonna get the full corner carry as well. Sending him through the wall. Doesn't want to even look at that wall damage, just wants to get that positive bonus to continue this pressure.
Yeah, baits out the parry there, and then still picks up the pieces afterwards. One sunken Boat.
My goodness.
And RedDitto, 2-0 in the lead. I mean, this is he's unstoppable. What do we do?
Yeah, this is definitely a murder right now. Boat has to make some adjustments and make him fast. And the problem, though, is that,
there's
not
no
only that
way!
burst, but also has had a bit of a RAM problem, which is getting exemplified right here.
Yeah, and just takes another one down. Just the HP whittling away before your very eyes. 2K is going to open it up. Another set of plus frames for your troubles. Bo, what do you have for us here? Please. The RC will seal it. Put you Winner side life on the line. 1 round. Bo, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, RedDitto just trying to mosey his way into a winner's final spot. Bo has to see if she has something to say about it. Has the burst to give herself at least another fighting chance, and the offensive positioning right now to make this round look like it's hers to lose.
Yeah, and good amount of damage off the tether as well. Gets 1 more. Can we see some left-right mix? Some important starboard mix? I think we can.
Yeah, it's looking like we're going to go for the high-low instead. Pulls off a perfect overroad, sending the message right back to RedDitto.
Absolutely. A solid round in there. Oh, and the delay on the JS to get the turnaround. Great timing from Boat. But RedDitto's back on the offense, sending multiple cancels and gets so much deeper in there.
Hangs on to the 1 sword that he needs, gets the burst paid off. Not going to be enough to kill, but Boat is on her last legs.
It absolutely is, and that's just the AWT champ difference right there. 5K into the BRC. We'll see you in the loser's bracket. Ditto undeterred on his way up to this winner's finals.
Yep. Clean 3-0 sweep for RedDitto. Going to be advancing on to the winner's finals, and just about, I don't want to say the ease we expected. Boat, incredibly strong player, but
of course,
especially when it comes to this matchup, one that is historically pretty bad for BAIKEN, regardless of how good or how bad she ends up being. It's like you can't really be expected, even with the closeness in skill. You still have those character discrepancies to overcome. So.
Oh, absolutely. I know historically a lot of BAIKENs have talked about this being like one of her worst like few matchups, like the top 3. Just what are you gonna do? But you know, unfortunately, that's kind of the way competition works, especially on this patch, right? There is going to be that character that you're like, bro, I don't know what to do, you know, and you either gotta pick up a character that can deal with it, or you gotta play up. And Boat, I mean, you know, had a good showing, getting a couple rounds in there, just not enough to really take it all the way home against RedDitto.
Yeah, I mean, the playing up stance, the ladder, as you would, is definitely so much harder when you have a player who doesn't really make that many mistakes, right? I mean, I was talking to Nathan about it, and RedDitto was like, you know, I don't really lab all that much. I'm literally just better at pressing buttons than other RAM players. And it comes to that point where it's like, all right, if you have a character who is that strong, and you have a player who is so reluctant and so resistant to making mistakes, the only way that you can win those rounds is by exploiting the maybe 1 chance that you get, or as you said, pick a character of equal strength.
Oh, absolutely. And I think kind of what going in line with that like I'm gonna play safe, you know, like I'm just gonna play consistent, and I'm going to do what I can to, you know, just not like minimize mistakes and control my pace. I feel like Uwabami is a great player that kind of falls in line with that school of thinking. I feel like a lot of times when we're watching Uwabami, you know, we got to see him at Slashback. You and I got to watch him, you know, doing that top 8 run back then. I think he kind of is emblematic of just, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your consistency, and you just don't panic, you can do so much. You can go so far with a character. And Uwabami is a great example of that.
I also think that Uwabami, I mean, love Jake, that's my boy, but I definitely think that he is the Icarus of Johnny players, right? Goes for a lot of that very hard tech, and sometimes has to pay the price the moment that he messes up, right? So you have to, you got to think about that as well. It's like, all right, this mix-up could be better, could be more stable, but is it better to go for the mix-up that is going to yield better reward, but is a bit harder, or something that's a lot more stable, but isn't going to get you that much closer to victory?
Yeah, and we'll see kind of the back and forth of that across this set. And of course, Adan sitting on the other side. Adan, I love watching Adan play. This is the true SoCal demon. The boy has a particular funny bone in his body, and when he finds out that a certain setup, a certain something is going to make for the funniest content, he really does enjoy just letting everyone know that there's a lot of fun left to be had in the game.
100%. But Johnny saying the fun's over. Uwabami already has Adan in the corner going for the strike throw pressure with the guard crush. Just oh so impressive.
Oh, yeah, delays the overhead there. Lets the card pop first, then says, all right, now that you're stuck there, let me sign my name real quick. J's for you.
Yep. There we
Might
go.
be stomping him out with more J's. Can we get in for a little extra action?
Adan already sitting on his last legs of the round. Uwabami making quick work of the Faust kid from SoCal. Perfect on the board already.
Yeah, a solid perfect to start this up. Adan, I know his like set record wise, Uwabami is definitely up on Adan in region, but Adan does have those moments where he really does lock in and perform at like this level. Like this is not a surprise to see him in this top 8.
100%. Ended up dethroning Lolo. Now has to try to go for what could be considered another upset here in trying to defeat Uwabami. Now a bit up in regards to the health, but is going to need more than just a lead. Going to need a complete and total victory.
Yeah, good crawl to get under the misfinder there, but gonna get picked up in the end. Not quite enough to kill, but Uwabami in a solid position to get this one in. The delay off of the PRC did not get checked by the button there. Beautiful stuff, and now Uwabami, you gotta deal with the pop. Still swinging. Still says no. I'm not letting it go until I see the explode.
Yeah, love it. Disco fever here in sunny La Mirada. Even with the Afro, Uwabami's still going to take that one, and Aiden still looking for a chance to strike back.
Oh my goodness, you grabbed the bananas, you slipped on the peel. Gold burst, Aiden trying to get a little bit of momentum here. Oh no.
Slipping on his own creations right now. Tried to go for the vault, but a great back throw by Aiden's going to allow him to get some good positioning.
Yeah, good empty jump there to just catch the backdash there after. Goes for the super. What do we got off the plus frames though, Aiden? You don't got a lot of meter to work with. And unfortunately, Johnny's got a bit of HP left to chew through.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could just go for the JD, want to get that safe jump, keep things as safe as possible. Because you give Johnny an inch, then he's going to want to take a mile.
Ooh,
to the other side, horrible meteor pattern is going to get overcame by the courage on that run-up throw. PRC is going to take it.
Yeah, it's enough chaos there, right? I didn't get the pattern I want, but there's enough going on screen that I know the situation better than you. And Aiden does their best to take that one in, but Uwabami starting off with a wall break, little positive bonus.
Yep, it's looking like Aiden is going to try and fight his way out of yet another situation of Johnny with positive bonus. Doesn't have any meters to his name, so has to be a little bit more safe. Doesn't have access to any of those PRC options. And Uwabami isn't going to need it either. Still has 100 meter to work with. Tries to go for the delayed S misfinder. Goes low, then goes high. Going back, letting him know what your name is, and this should kill as well. Faust, such a low health character, and confirming my suspicions. Once again, Aiden's going through that wall.
It is insane sometimes to watch this character just pop like that. Like you forget, he's a big boy. You expect him to have big HP, but not quite the case. And Uwabami absolutely showing that in all the red you're gonna see on your screen. More pressure in this corner. Finally finds a way out. The banana peels actually messes up the confirm. You can't get the extended knockdown.
Oh, I like that cave finder. Just trying to keep things as safe as possible. And look at the damage already. Gives Uwabami the life lead off such a simple two-piece.
Yeah, been getting low crushes in here. Delays, tries to see if we can catch you pressing. Aiden is so resistant on the back foot. Yes, long blocks. That red light on that wrist gauge was so torqued, but this time, I love him. I'm telling you, he knows what the funny is.
Oh,
and now with the command grab, he's in a great position to try to take this one home.
Yep. All smiles right now, landing the fuzzy as well. And Aiden gonna say, watch the toes, watch the shins. You're going through the wall. And all that I'm seeing is this one going up on my side of the board. Aiden goes ahead, takes the second game.
Absolutely. And honestly, I felt like, you know, Aiden kind of hitting his stride a little bit. The last thing you want to do is give him a bit of momentum to work with. Uwabami off to another good round start to try to stifle that up.
Yep, got Uwabami right now. Has Aiden in the corner. No real connection there. Tries to go for the guard crush. Good block by Aiden. This time in a great back throw. These small defensive stints from Aiden, have been all the difference.
Yeah, I think Uwabami was waiting to see if he could catch Aiden jumping there. And while you're waiting, Aiden is just ready with the throw. More pressure, though. Great 6P. Good answer.
Oh, no! Barely misjudged the card popping distance. However, Uwabami going to go ahead and correct that. HP sitting in the orange for Aiden. Misses it. Still has the guard crush. Goes low again. Goes low a second time as well. Says you're going to stay in this mix-ups. Even though you keep on blocking it. Aiden still has one opportunity to try to get out and finds it.
Yeah, finally finds a little bit of damage there, but not the breathing room you might want. You're still just holding all the defense in this corner. The OTG finally seals it. And that was exactly what you were talking about at the start of this, right? Uwabami goes for some of these setups, goes for some of these, you know, little bit more tech-heavy options, and when they flub up and when they get mixed up, the last thing you want to do is get lost in the motion. But Aiden still holding strong, and Uwabami trying to hold stronger.
Oh, I like that 6K. Good combo off of it, but the gold mash is going to get Uwabami out of there. Aiden, good PRC, keeps Uwabami in the corner, and now he's the one blocking for their life.
Yup, caught you holding up on that close as through the wall we go. What do we got on the answer? 2S trying to scout out. Yes, great dash under. Get under that love.
One of the caveats of the matchup is that Johnny step dash allows him to get under love on reaction. Great fuzzy jump out. And now once again, Uwabami has one more offensive opportunity. Might try to bait out any of these defensive options. Goes for the gold burst as well. What a strange option.
That was 100% meter for a gold burst that just didn't find value. Aiden, if you can compose right here, Mini-Faust is here to help. The tap dance. You might have spent all of your meter on a round lost, but you have one last round to make sure you get advantage in this set. Aiden, what are you going to do to stop it?
Man, such a grave mistake there from Uwabami. Aiden trying to capitalize and take his first lead of the set. Now puts Uwabami on the back foot.
Finds another tap dust there, but no combo. Mini-Faust a little bit too slow on the uptake. Burst is going to be the last lifeline we see spent. Trumpet save for a rainy day, but Uwabami is starting to pour the super through the wall.
Yep, love that there. Plenty of meter on Aidan's side, but Uwabami going to be right behind him. Has that positive bonus to work with, has that burst to work with as well. Goes for the delayed overhead, and there it is. Uwabami has 50 meter, has positive bonus once again. It is an offensive onslaught here.
It absolutely is, and you can hear the crowd starting to come alive behind. A lot of them love Aiden. You know, a lot of the OC scene loves their boy, but Uwabami from deep down south, San Diego, trying to just take a little bit more lead in the set. But unfortunately, there's one more game you gotta win, Uwabami. Don't leave it just yet.
Pitcher's count for the Gamblers, never a good time. 6K there once again, already getting so much mileage here in this fourth game.
Ooh, goes for an aggressive challenge there. Get some meteors. Okay, it's at least a little bit of pressure for you to just get out of this corner. Aiden has been living on this left side of the screen so far.
Has PRC able to keep himself safe? Minus 15 be not.
Ooh, the double afro is not the items you're hoping to find there. And Uwabami is digging deeper into this game. Oh, good answer. Holds you up. One for those JS is kind of risky to go for like high air contests like that against a character like Faust, but Aiden just picking up the pieces for now.
I mean, that 5K is such a good option. As you can see, already netting Aiden the advantage here. You got to deal with Johnny with 100 bar though. But if you're able to get out of there, even build 50 of your own, you could be in a good spot.
Yeah, not going for super there is really unfortunate. I think was going for a super there, just didn't quite get it out in time, gets hit on the wake up. And now Aiden, your winner side life, hanging in the balance. 5B is going to open you up. Mini-Faust, you might want to come back. Your father needs you in this time of need.
Oh man, Scalpel's got you covered though. Not even going to need it. Mini-Faust playing the best defense, allowing Aiden to continue. Those are the shenanigans you look for when you pick Faust on the character select screen.
Oh, absolutely. That vault was going nowhere, and now Aiden is battling back another round. The crowd is coming alive. They want to see more of this set. Aiden, can you give the people what they want?
That Mini-Faust may have just saved the set for Aiden when you think about it. Left Uwabami with practically no burst to work with. This could be looking at game 5. Doesn't account for the bombs. And now he's going to be going through the wall with an intense amount of damage.
Aiden, great knowledge to know the timing of the second bomb was going to make the difference there. Great out from Uwabami. Holds up back. The burst before the super can get there.
This is a scary spot for Aiden despite the life advantage. You know you're going to be going through. You have 0 burst to work with here, even though Uwabami has positive bonus. If you have 100 bar, what can you do with it? Go for the command grab.
Oh, this is getting intense. Overhead setups, blocks the gold burst.
Only my 2, catches the vault. Are we going to see it? The Afro is going to ignite and keep it in this thing. We're going to a game 5, Quinn.
We're absolutely going to a game 5, and I can't believe Aiden's knowledge of this character comes through in the final moments. Uwabami, don't let this get to you, though. You need to maintain your composure. Burst already off the table, but the banana peel just adding a little extra Looney Tunes to a mess that has already been so crazy.
Oh my gosh, goes for the tap this again. And with the counter hit, it's going to allow a combo, forcing Uwabami to use the burst. He wants to get out of this pressure. Good Fuzzy using the Afro. The ignition's going to allow him to not quite go through the wall. Still has one more touch.
This is getting so intense. Uwabami is just getting nickel and dimed here and there, but these scrappy situations aren't enough to take a set. Uwabami is going to show you what good offense starts to look like. Super through the wall. Aiden, you have some meter to work with, but again, your decisions of where to invest are so important right now.
Yeah, turn them into some Dr. Sashimi. Only has one more chance here. Blocks double overhead, blocks second overhead as well. Good defense, but isn't able to get that last low. And now Uwabami finds himself again on set point.
Absolutely. Aiden, you've been here before and you battled it back. Can you do it one more time? Finding a little bit of space to get up there with a far slash, catches your toes. Again, these stray hits are good, but you need something started up, and Uwabami's first on the gas.
Finds the vault RC, finds another card, goes for the throw. Good defense by Aiden once again, and the confirm off of the jabs. He is playing out of his mind.
Absolutely is, taking more damage to the corner. Through the wall. Oh no! Slightly delays! Uwabami with a great pickup! Aiden, you need to compose right now!
Oh no, what a drop. Will his mental be able to carry him through this? It's not looking likely. Goes for the burst. Finds his way out. Oh no, this might pick up. Not going to quite be able to kill! Doesn't account for it! The trumpet allows it! Here comes the bombs! Will Aiden be able to combo around it? Isn't able to! His plus recognizes the frame advantage. There was a pleasure for Uwabami, doesn't fight it though. Has the block more mix-up and gets caught on the throw. And with that, Uwabami takes the grueling Game 5 and advances to the winners finals.
Oh my goodness, Avian, that was a set. And of course, right, when those moments where you're panicking, you know, no matter how long you've played the character, no matter how well you know your items, even Aiden was panicking and didn't know when that bomb was going to detonate, dropping that combo, and just so many situations that could have gone either way, so many scraps. And again, that's what I was talking about at the start. When Uwabami, he does not fold under pressure, is able to get that shimmy in the bitter end and take that one home. Beautiful stuff to both of them for an amazing set. And what a way to keep this top 8 moving.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, after, you know, that RedDitto boat set, we're like, all right, you know what, we're kind of going to go through the normal motions. But as you can see, as FAUST usually does, you know, kind of shaking things up. Not only in-game, but out-of-game as well, getting everyone hyped, getting everyone ready to go on to our losers' side matches as well.
Absolutely. And, of course, rounding out the losers' side of this, you know, we talked a little bit about a couple of the out-of-region reps. We have one of them coming up to the stage right now. If you didn't get enough FAUST, believe me, we got more on deck. Frijoles Guapo. Our man, our boy, our legend from the Vegas scene. And, of course, a lot of the Vegas people that showed up, they are going up for their boys. The cheers have been on point. They've been funny. The vibes have been immaculate in Chain Shift. Trust me, if you missed out, you ain't going to want to miss out because, I mean, look at the venue. Look at the people. It's been a great time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been having a good time as well. I've been waiting, you know, because we always have Festival of Fates. We always have Festival of Fights over there in Riverside, looking for something a little bit closer to me. And so far, has not disappointed. The action all weekend has been absolutely outstanding, and I'm hoping that they can keep it going here as we get just closer.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, on the other side, you know, playing up against Frijoles, we got to talk about Lolo. Lolo, GOLDLEWIS. You know, we have a couple good GOLDLEWISes here in SoCal. We have, of course, Hopeful Romantic, a little bit more of an online competitor, but is around the scene. Lolo is kind of... First, you know, we always talk about, like, you know, there's players, regions around that you might just not know of if you haven't been playing since, like, Season 1. You know, Trevor Sue, you know, also a SoCaler that, like, a lot of the newer heads, they don't remember about Trevor Sue. Lolo is actually, I feel like, in that same category. You know, was on Seoul very early on before GOLDLEWIS came out, was still doing well. Very early days of GOLDLEWIS was one of the, like, I feel like one of the first few very, very good GOLDLEWISes, well before he turned into the character he is today.
Oh, yeah.
But now Lolo kind of tried to come back into it, try to compete a little bit more. I love to see it. And, of course, making top 8 is a great splash for him.
Yeah, I mean, Lolo, one of those characters that we were kind of expecting to get top 8, but, I mean, with how much he's been grinding the game, expected him to get top 8 on the winner's side. Aiden, the person you just saw performing then in that Game 5 performance against Uwabami, actually the one to knock him to the loser's bracket.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, that was something that I had talked to Uwabami Lolo about this when we were setting up the event. Uwabami has like I think it's like a 12-1 set record over Lolo. It has not been it has just been, historically going Uwabami's way. And Lolo has talked about, like, there's just a couple people who still have his number in this scene. So Frijoles, you want to be one of those people. Now it's time to show us. You can deal with guard crush after guard crush.
Yeah, I mean, this matchup is always so controversial. I think that GOLDLEWIS absolutely stops this matchup. I mean, as you can already see there. But, I mean, hey, most GOLDLEWIS, they don't really find it too enjoyable either. But Lolo trying to swing it in the way of the latter, and the former, excuse me, instead.
Yeah, and I mean, this is partially that, like, Lolo has of course, being in the same region as Adan, you have a decent amount of Faust experience. But one thing that I think Frijoles has that Adan doesn't is Frijoles is very, very good at the super PRC on Wake Up.
Yes.
Adan is not as practiced in that, does not bust it out very often. We didn't see it all the last set. So I'm curious to see if that's going to make a difference. Lolo, are you versed enough that you know how to deal with that? Things to find out here as the guard crush comes in. Yeah, there's the pop.
I like
Lolo
that.
just holding good defense.
Allowing a pop in the air as well makes it so good because now you're like, all right, now I can't get high load. Allowing Lolo to even stay in this spot right now. This is going to kill such a small health bar on Faust.
Absolutely is. And of course, Lolo is the big man with big boy damage. All right, the character, every time you see, you can't go on Twitter without seeing somebody getting clipped by this character. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of red on their screen. Oh my gosh, whiff punish with gun? Whiff punish with gun? We'll show you how we do it here in LA.
Yeah, nod says there from Lolo. Now has Frijoles in the corner. Not much to do here for Frijoles. Just going to try to get some items out. Catches the backdash from Lolo. Has it confirmed to get him into the corner on the other side. What awareness on the run from Frijoles, Guapo.
Yeah, great timing off the swing there. Beautifully done. Crawls under all the bullets. Looking like Neo, Frijoles. What else do we got here? No mix off of... Ooh, actually, no. Still does catch on the landing there. Great stuff to pick up around. Oh, no RC? Okay, all right. Fair enough, fair enough.
Kill. I like that, though. Saying, I don't want Frijoles to get any more resources. Has the positive bonus already. Now allowing Lolo to have just a slight advantage, which he turns into a wild assault. Now starting the onslaught, especially now that the deflection was wasted from Frijoles.
Yeah, this is unfortunately looking like a bad round for the Faust. Unless Lolo is able to get kind of pushed back a little bit here. Great airspace challenge from Frijoles. Not going to let GOLDLEWIS start swinging that big coffin for free. Drone, though. Got to be careful with the banana peel. Oh, that's the perfect set of items for Frijoles to get out of this. And all of a sudden, situation's starting to look reversed.
Oh, no, that's not going to connect. Frijoles doesn't do anything, but has the super comma RC. Oh, no!
The bomb not killing. Oh, such a tragedy. But one more guard crush for you. Oh, my goodness. You have to burst here, but when do you find the time? There it is. Tried to see if you could get corner off of the burst, was holding on for that, but not quite. And the far slash from Frijoles takes the 1-0 lead. Or excuse me, 1-1 tie.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking like Lolo had a chance there if he was able to find the burst into the corner. A little bit of a back burst incident, if we would say so ourselves. Not able to find it, though. Now he has to find his way around these Faust items that have been plaguing him since game number 2.
Yeah, and this is sort of something that, like, it's just a range game, right? Being in range to contest item pull, it can be really hard for GOLDLEWIS, right? That's why we saw, like, gun at full screen so many times. It's just, I hope to hit you, but if I don't and you crawl under all the bullets, I'm out with security gauge, and I have to so much screen to get through.
Lolo finds himself in the corner. Plenty of items. No one's going to be getting that trumpet, says Lolo. Now we're going for those two weight big subs to the left and the rights. All coming out in full display as Lolo tries to close out this round.
Oh, and catches it there. And again, that's the answer we had been talking, or, that's the answer to that super PRC, is you have to delay your button slightly to catch the PRC timing, and Lolo picks up beautifully there.
No conversion there off of that ton weight, kind of actually messing up the routing. Man, you see it there, Frijoles so willing to go for that command grab, something that a lot of Faust get a little bit scared of.
Yeah, goes for more off the trumpet there. I do actually like Frijoles, using that deflect shield when he did. Said, oh, you checked it for me last time, but you're gonna move up the layers before you're ready. And Lolo with a big stomp.
Oh, I love that. Able to catch the backdash now. Thank you to the patch, and thanks to the patch for these BT cancels as well. Lolo's gonna utilize all the buffs that he got in order to close out game number 2 for himself.
Absolutely. You hear that chain just clanking together, and Lolo trying to put another one away. Let's say we're going to see a game 5, Mr. Lolo. Time is of the essence for this top 8, but I mean, we all want to see more Guilty Gear Strive and Frijoles with the burst.
No.
Good block on the Wild Assault, too. Oh, slightly flubbing again, just a little bit too far for some of these command grabs.
Now full security means you're going to be blocking, and Lolo isn't going to be utilizing down with the system there. Still has a little bit more to go.
Absolutely not, but we got some more time to make it count. A little bit of extra space. Oh, caught you there. Didn't have enough time, just slightly flubbed the crawl, and Lolo takes a round. Frijoles back against the wall.
Now Lolo is trying to sit here, advancing on the winner side. Loser side, excuse me. This is not only for your tournament life, this is also for that guaranteed 5th place as well.
Oh, yeah, the multi-overheads there. Lolo does such a good job of maintaining safety around that deflect shield.
Oh!
But not safe enough in the corner. Frijoles, what do you got?
Oh, it's looking like the answer is nothing. Lolo tries to find his way out, goes for the level 3 drone.
Drone gonna get popped, though. There's plenty of items. You know, you only got one drone. The items are many. Multi-overheads finally finds an out, and that's gonna be a round.
There might just be.
No super!
But there was no super, no 6H there. Frijoles wants to give Lolo another chance at life. Oh no! And bites on the YRC bait. This might be able to kill. It's going to kill for sure. Isn't even going to get a chance to burst. And Lolo's going to close it out 3-1. What a smart play.
Such an unfortunate moment there to not get the super when you needed it most. And then just the BRC timing says, I see that animation. I've seen that a couple times before. And I think that means I'm gonna make top 6. I think I'm moving on along. I mean, great stuff to Lolo, and of course, round of applause for Vegas showing up for their boy Frijoles, coming all the way out from out of state, coming here to chain shift. Round of applause. I mean, hey, Vegas, that's a great splash to make top 8 in the outer region.
Yeah, very stacked bracket as well. Like so many strong competitors here so many strong competitors here in this top 8. I believe we're going to have another. I don't know if they're Vegas. I know that they beat Frijoles Guapo coming up now. As we see another one of SoCal's very own, the very famous Mr. PHAPPER is going to be coming through. As well as Haruko, I believe.
Yes, Haruko. Now, Haruko, Colorado, actually. Haruko has been on the grind. I actually, you and I, we've been to a fair share of events. She's been getting out there to a lot of different majors. I believe she was at Frosty. I believe she was at CEO. Really? But she's been grinding. So constantly putting herself out there and trying to just get tournament after tournament down the line. And, I mean, it's starting to show, right? You're making top 8s in regionals out like this. Huge potential. And of course, like you mentioned, FAPPER, our boy, our like kind of only real happy chaos left. It's been like we had like Life Jam for a little while. That's a heyday. That's a throwback.
That's a throwback day for sure.
Who? Oh, that's right. Yeah, Shadow also here, of course.
And me.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we got a couple, but FAPPER's kind of been the one who's been slowly grinding their way up to this top 8 level, right? I believe, was at the Invitational this time, around like December-ish last year, made a good splash there. Same thing as RedDitto, though. Doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities for the travel, so, it's really good to get a big stage to kind of put them up on and say, like, hey, you should tap into some of these SoCal demons.
Yeah, I mean, so much talent running here through the region, but as you mentioned before, so much out-of-region talent coming through. Very exciting, for the first iteration of the event.
Absolutely. And, of course, FAPPER, yesterday, shout out to FAPPER making this top 8, meaning he had to miss half of his commentary block. He was supposed to be doing the 4 to 6 pools, and then sometimes you're just that good that you're like, I got matches to play. I'm making top 8. Like, I'll see you next time. I don't know if you have any experience with that, because I know you've been around the competitive front once or twice.
I have actually had to turn down commentary to do top 8s, which has been really funny. But that's the smaller events, and neither here nor there. FAPPER also finding himself in the same position, now trying to continue that run that he sacrificed his precious bike time for.
Absolutely. And I'm actually really excited to see with how FAPPER approaches Haruko, because so a lot of what I felt like we saw from yesterday's matches, watching Haruko across the bracket, was Haruko, a very solid player. Definitely has a little bit of an overheating issue, but was able to maintain composure when it mattered most, and was able to close out a couple very important sets to get into this top 8.
Yeah.
But if FAPPER is able to just kind of control the pace, I think that's going to be very, very huge. On the inverse side of things, we don't have a lot of Johnnies. We have Uwabami, but we don't have a Johnny that plays exactly like Haruko. So, you know, a little bit of the regional differences in a character kind of coming out to play.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think that this are two competitors where they don't have that much experience on stages like this, right? It's like, even though you think about it, people who maybe a little bit more seasoned are like, oh, it's just a regional, it's just local plus, right? But regardless, when you get into something like a top 8 in basically a venue that's not just the one that you go to every week after work, after school, you're going to feel that difference not only in the level of play, but also in the energy surrounding that stage as well as we get into this first match.
Oh, absolutely. Last thing you want to do is start hearing the crowd behind you as you need to lock in. But FAPPER off to a great start here. Jumps out. Okay, burst immediately. FAPPER wants to maintain this offense. Ooh, slight delay on the 2K is going to catch the backdash. PRC for good measure. Haruko not wanting to let this round go just yet.
FAPPER already reeling with the lack of resources, doesn't have much concentration to his name. Has tried to find it there, now has nothing. Haruko should be trying to take advantage of this, but FAPPER is going to be moving full steam ahead regardless of the resource situation.
Yeah, I kind of like that FAPPER committed to run up there, right? It's just like, oh, if you're going to dash at me, if you're going to close up this ground, I want to be in button contest range, right? It's kind of moving to that next layer right away. Haruko was a little bit more hesitant, a little bit more like, I'd like to see your action first, maybe some set play we'll see develop. But FAPPER taking that game, or excuse me, that round 1, it's off to a good start.
There we go, Haruko though, trying to return the favor immediately. Has so much to deal with, but what a great matchup by FAPPER, the 2K, allowing him to get this optimal corner position.
Absolutely, says, nah, you can't just leave the cards on the table there. They're not as scary when they're not in play. Oh, tries to get the roll through. Haruko, good answer.
Yep, says you are going to stay in this corner no matter what. Goes for the low, not biting. 6K is going to catch Epic Chaos with the gun out. And now Haruko is going to get on the board as well.
Really, really good stuff from Haruko to find that counter hit and as well. Oh, goes for the wild assault off the round start, trying to get aggressive, trying to get in there. FAPPER, what are you going to do to own your space?
Uh-oh. Let's look at the answer is nothing, just going to be so diligent. However, Haruko finally finding the opportunity, calls out the burst bait, and now is going to keep FAPPER in the corner. Look at that, the perfect still on the board. And it's going to stay there with that throw. 7 white letters are going to go up, and Haruko is going to take first blood.
She's doing a great job of catching on to something about FAPPER that I feel like we got to kind of exemplify a little bit yesterday. FAPPER, a lot of Happy Chaoses across the board are kind of known for having a little bit weaker defense, right? The character doesn't have a whole lot of defensive options, and even at the highest level, right, that sort of encourages players to be like, I need to get out of here. Maybe makes you take a little bit more risks on defense. FAPPER is actually a very solid defensive player in just blocking situations out, but Haruko's already representing a lot of throws, trying to say, hey, if you're just going to sit there and hold down back, I'm going to make you pay for it. And holding onto this corner is just money in the bank for you.
And Haruko off to yet another very strong start here. Mr. HAPPER is getting absolutely demolished as the Insega closes out that round, and now has a pretty large burst advantage, but I'm not too sure how it's going to matter in this next round.
Ooh, a roll through caught again. Haruko, great job calling out roll for roll. Another throw here. What do we got? Oh, yep, the instant overhead. Gets a little bit of damage, but again, just kind of finding throw after throw. FAPPER, you need to either start teching some of these or find a way out.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Haruko wasn't able to find the meter, which could have made this round over, but now it's not going to matter too much. No guns, no bullets either. Now you have the concentration. That's about all you got. Really good situation to open up Haruko, but it's not going to really matter like that. Look at that. No card proc is going to do anything. FAPPER trying to find one more chance. Is not going to find it there, but has the meter to get out.
Oh, finally finds a 2K there. That's a last breath in your lungs before this game closes out, potentially. You got to open them up, though. How are you going to get her out? There we are. Super. To at least get you into an advantage state and hopefully a better spot to close out the round.
Little bit of breathing room here. for FAPPER. Very curious to see what the answer is going to be. Might super or tried to mash on it, and FAPPER's able to bring it all the way back there with, as you said, that last little breath of life.
Absolutely, and sometimes you gotta check them. You know, you gotta keep them honest. It's like, you got your safe jumps? Are you versing this, or are you just gonna try to go the next way? Either way, though, FAPPER out the corner. Good start here. Blocks the flip in, and you get the guard pop off, but more cards on deck. Haruko, can you knock it down? That's a red wrist gauge. Next hit could be big damage, but now it could be a little bit of extra meter for FAPPER to make work here.
Yeah, FAPPER trying to get something going on offense there. Clutch backdash from Haruko. Can allow something, as you said, FAPPER just so willing to be patient on defense, is going to net some reward there with the Deus Ex Machina.
Absolutely, and hey, this is what got you there. This is what got you the last round, right? You needed a good super wall break. What do we got to get there, though? Finally opens up with the tap D. Haruko just barely opened up. Should have enough time for both supers. I believe FAPPER's on there. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, more than enough time. But now we saw 2 supers on one side. We could see 2 supers on another here. Burns both BRCs. Might have wanted to get the burst out, but isn't going to find it.
Yeah, going for that burst bait's a little bit risky in a situation like this. You find one throw. Are you going to get another one? Cards flying, playing Balatro, just trying to find the hand that will lead you through here. Concentration super. Haruko, what's it going to be? You got to block your way out. Back dash. She finds her out. And a game 2 lead to try to keep the out-of-region rep alive in this tournament.
Yep, would be the only one left in this top 8 now with Frijoles off the table. As you can see, though, we have both of these players kind of chilling on, not necessarily character select, might be going back there, but we could tell at least one of them wants a breather.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, taking a second, FAPPER trying to reconstitute. You know, there's, you know, you were talking about a little bit, right? It's just like players unfamiliar with this level of the stage, you know, like what it's like to be on the big stages. Even if it's not necessarily major, it's a bigger stage than what you're used to. So take that moment, really try to recenter yourself and find your answers, because another throw. We're going to see this throw animation a lot if you're not careful. Grab him by the collar of his stupid jacket and get another overhead to get you through the wall.
Yeah, not going to quite be able to kill, but Haruko looking at a prime time to set herself up with a set point scenario. Going to be one more interaction here on this wall break. Tries to fake him out, goes for the cross-up. It's going to land, but no meter to put behind it.
Tick throws off the 2K. Haruko, one more round before she can take this one home and keep moving along in this top 6. FAPPER now getting into a little bit of the range game, right? I like this. Throwing some back dashes, dash ups, try to get, you know, mix up the range game. Don't just sit there and hold down back. You got to be a little bit more active in Guilty Gear Strive.
I like that FAPPER trying to find some sort of momentum here. Doesn't have too much in regards to the scoreboard, but trying to make some for himself here as he has his positive bonus and has Haruko in the corner.
Yup, finds off the open there with the 2K. Good amount of meter, but and again, this is where the lack of defense is really going to make the difference. Oh, the cross-up's real cute. Oh, and Haruko says, no, 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 I'm not done yet.
Uh-oh. I like that. Goes for the whip as well. And the gold burst is going to get called out. Not enough to kill there. As he has one more mix-up. FAPPER jumps out. Once again, has another chance. Deus Ex Machina is out. It's going to crush the guts, but is it going to crush the round? And you already know it is. FAPPER finds himself with a little bit of extra breathing room.
Absolutely. Haruko wanted to dance with the one she came with and goes for the throw. FAPPER finally catching on when it matters most. Oh, and now not catching the rolls through. Oh, this is never what you want to see. You can't let it slip through your fingers. Finds a throw to try to get back ground.
FAPPER only 2 bullets left to his name. Hasn't found a single opportunity to reload either, but that super might have given him one. Haruko goes to the skies. It says, I'm going to beat you there, and isn't able to find the YRC punish. FAPPER, once again, going to get another chance. Are we going to see a run through? Haruko has been so diligent with throwing them. Look at that. Is even scared to go for them. Dash up, avoids the curse. FAPPER doesn't have very much to go. No combo there with that, and the close slash is what's going to be enough to do it. A 3-0 clean sweep by Haruko to advance.
Signs of life in the last game there from FAPPER, where, you know, started to put some pieces together, started to have some opportunities, but just didn't quite come through when it mattered most. Haruko moves on along in this bracket, which means we have 2 non-SoCal members left. Boat getting knocked down from that winner side, and Haruko coming up from this loser side. Colorado, PNW, trying to just mix it up with SoCal, trying to take a tournament out of region, which, I mean, nothing feels better than going into someone else's house and laying the smack down.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always great, especially, you know, when you are either one of, if not the only representatives from your region that are coming through that tournament. However, I mean, like you said, you still have the SoCal Defense Force that you have to get through if you want to win that. And not only that, but also you're going to have to take it from the loser side.
Yeah, you know, taking it from the loser side is, you know, like a tough ask for any tournament. But of course, like you said, the SoCal Defense Force, and we might have a secret weapon up there. You know, RedDitto, of course, is waiting in that winners finals alongside Boat, not alongside Boat, you know, knocking out Boat on the way up there. But we got Boat coming up to the stream right now versus Lolo. And, of course, I was talking to Boat a little bit before this tournament about, like, what her plan was for this top 8. And one of the things she was talking to me about was, I don't think I can beat RedDitto. I'm going to try, but I'm already been prepping for GOLDLEWIS. I've already been prepping to try and beat Lolo. And, you know, this is where the practice pays off, right? You know, you have to know your bracket path. You have to know your way through to get to the last lap and try to, you know, dethrone chain shift 2025 from the hands of SoCal. Meanwhile, Lolo, I know we have a couple BAIKENs in our region. So, you know, we got Big Will, as we all know. Kind of an infamous BAIKEN in his own right. Then, of course, you got Enigma, Onro on his long stint with BAIKEN. You know, we got a few people out in this region that will give Lolo some experience. It's just about both to try to make it interesting, try to make it different.
No, 100%. I mean, I think that so far you're definitely doing a better favor getting into GOLDLEWIS versus going into RAM just with how the character matchup work. But that is not going to matter. We're going to need to see how this player matchup is going to go as we get this game started.
Yup. Drone already trying to own some space there. Good turn recognition from Boat. Says, I'm not going to get greedy just yet. You know, like, I'm going to make you earn it. Ooh, but the parry starting it off. And so this is actually something I also talked to Boat about. Boat was talking about how one of the things that makes this matchup playable is there are certain BTs you can parry on reaction to. But she has talked about how she doesn't really trust her reactions on a stage like this to be 100% up. So, you know, TBD if we're going to be going for them. In the meantime, Lolo, I mean, that's the thing you want to hear if you want to take more advantage of, you know, just getting a little greedy with it.
Yeah, isn't even going to need to really utilize those defensive options that you mentioned. Already able to take that first round. Lolo trying to put a round on the board for himself, though. Baits out the parry. Wants that burst. Isn't going to get it. So I almost said it was going to take out the round instead, but those Japanese guts are going to come in handy.
Absolutely. Just that sliver of HP that makes the difference. More left-right cross-ups. Oh, keeps the same side. Lolo got some good blocks, but the RC is going to keep it together. Breaking it down.
Got to break the wall before he can get things kicked off here. What a tricky mix-up there by Lolo, utilizing the beam, and now he's going to top the round count 1-1.
How do you end up getting out there? That was a big man getting big up in the air. But now, finding some more damage into this corner situation. Look at the chip damage. You only got hit once, and you're at 50. The throw in the corner. We got
not only that, but also no meter as well. There we go. Says, I am not even going to respect the burst there. Going to let you have this one.
Yeah.
Find his way out as well. Gets the frame trap with the double 6-8-4.
Oh, the tip of the toesies on that 2K. Playing footsies with the Lolo. Finds that 1-0 lead.
All right, Lolo trying to make himself a nice little loser's bracket run so far. End up starting on the loser's side, but says, you know what, do not forget that I had to get to the stop 8 just like y'all. I'm going to run my game just the same.
Absolutely. H-Kabari, not quite finding it. Ooh, okay, good damage off of this one.
Here we go. Lolo is going to try to figure out what he can do with sitting here in kind of disadvantage right now.
Ooh, Young finds the pickup there, and it's going to be big Tonka damage. Bo, you got 100% meter. Spins it on the wire seat to get your turn back.
Maximum corner carry. Going to be taking a little all the way to the other side. No wall break just yet. Gives Bo a little bit more freedom on the offense.
Absolutely, and now burst. Yeah, you're going to have to give up your tether for it, but you want this round. YRC. The drone is undeterred. No amount of tatami mats can beat the Secretary of Absolute Defense.
Yeah, so that drone is being resilient as everything right now. But it's looking like the fadeaway JS, excuse me, is going to be what Boat needs to take it. Just needs to find this wall carry, needs to find this wall break, and does.
Absolutely. Taking that one home is a great way for Boat to try to find a game on the board here. Oh, the H Kabari. So this is actually something else that comes up in this matchup. GOLDLEWIS being one of the characters with an extra frame of his jump squat is relevant for dealing with Kabari. H Kabari at max range and a little bit of a couple of the mid ranges, he can't just hold up and get out of a lot of those situations. So Lolo has to kind of sit there and hold a lot of them. But you're going to be holding a big bit of damage off the YRC baited. And Lolo, a little bit more damage to go.
Oh, and there it is. 6-2-4 is what's going to be able to close it out here. Lolo once again trying to fight from that round disadvantage to tie it all up. But now Boat with a massive burst advantage. Got to see how she's going to spend it.
Absolutely. We got a little bit of Escabari here. Getting some good damage in. Resets the tether. How many times can I make you play our little BAIKEN minigame? More damage in. Caught you there. Yeah, not ready to tech the throw. Got counter hit by the tatami, and Boat should be up a game, tying this game up.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that was a dominant round. Notified there by in-game text. Boat trying to make sure that things are evened up and doing it with a splash.
Absolutely. And Lolo taking a second to think, taking a second to breathe, taking a second to, okay, you know, what do I got going on? Wild Assault off the rip. You know, I do love that Lolo's will just send the Wild Assault. Some GOLDLEWIS will get to the point where they're like, oh, I'm a little too good to just send raw Wild Assault. Lolo's just like, no. Like, do you know how good this is? It's invincible. I'm gonna send it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always weird to think about options like that, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're just a better player for utilizing all your tools, just like Bo's doing right now. Gonna try and navigate this burst, isn't able to do it, and now the burst burner down comes out for Lolo.
Oh, sneaks under there, but good blocks from Bo, and the 2P checks. Don't even need to unsheath the blade. Just taps on your knees. You know, he's an old man. He's got bad knees. He can't be dealing with all that.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, Lolo's trying to figure out how he's going to navigate this now. Boat, though, look at this. Such a strong advantage once again. Lolo mashing his way out. Boat doing the same on the other side. Ever so slightly trying to push Lolo to the corner.
Yeah, good timing to go for that Yozansen into the RC Yozansen, right? It's just mixing up when you're going to have to start dealing with these high-lows. Bo just trying to buy a little bit of space until you can find the JS to get a game on the board, an advantage in the set.
I got to say, such a smart routing decision there by Boat. Says, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I can in order to make sure that I can get rid of this threat of this burst and give GOLDLEWIS another opportunity.
Are we gonna?
No, we're not.
Are we gonna? Are we?
Lolo's
Low.
just trolling. Just needed some time to think.
Yeah.
I respect, you know, trying to feed into the crowd energy a little bit. But as you can see, I mean, even Boat, you know, kind of trying to play along as well. And at the end of the day, you just got to, as you said, recompose yourself, get right back into this, and try to overcome this 2-1 deficit.
Yeah, I know Lolo did have a brief stint where he was playing a bit of Slayer. You know, was not believing in GOLDLEWIS a ton. Was like, all right, you know, like I'm gonna try out the Slayer. And we've seen it sometimes, but it's a rare sight. And you might as well, you know, stick to what you know. Stick to the GOLDLEWIS that led you here. But Boat might be trying to lead you back home. Great BT swing to find the counter hit there.
Yep. Now Bo's going to be burning her burst as well. Sitting here, even Steven, except for the positioning from Lolo. This should be able to kill with down with the system. Maybe he was able to crank it once, able to crank it twice. Says, you know what? I am going to make sure I get all the damage that I can.
Oh, absolutely. And when you see him reaching back there, grabbing that coffin, getting a good sturdy hand on it, you know that damage is afoot. Guard crush in the air. Oh, great utilization of the BT there. High hitboxes. I know you're trying to avoid on this drone.
Oh!
And the JD overhead.
Oh, good. No. I love that. Trying to bait out that guard cancel parry. And Lolo, his break so far doing a number, going to yet another game 5. Ramona, what say you?
Lolo decided that I was, you know, in that character select screen, I found not just the answer, I found a whole new me. And maybe that just might be what you need to take this one home. Deep. Oh, finds a nice air confirmed. High and dry away from that drone. And getting some good damage to boot.
Oh, no. The throw. We already know Boat has punishes for these. Double tap does so far. Gonna make sure that there is no scaling on this super. Maximum damage and maximum impact as Boat perfects her way into a game 5 last set point situation.
Absolutely, that's the swing back you want, right? Oh, you took game 4? I'm not gonna let you get away with this for free. And we got wall breaks to help try to secure it. Boat in a good position, 60%, but Lolo swings back, and now this is where you can't panic. Boat, good blocks so far. Oh, and Bates on the throw, just walks it back.
Whoa, such a scary burst. But an opportunity to bait it right there. Lolo says, I am good.
Finds a close S before you hit the ground just to get a little bit of the frames of advantage that you need. The H Kapari at full range finds it into the corner. The wild assault, the meter, white falls out of the combo.
What's giving the Punisher from Lolo? Oh, isn't even gonna punish. Just catches the backdash. There's nothing here. Boat has to navigate around this drone.
They're making nothing for you here.
Baby!
Boat might have just dropped a game-winning combo. Lolo, you can't take it like this, but you know you have to. If you keep going in the top 8, the wild assault just to get us started off. Meter is gone on both sides. Boat starts off with the first good hit.
Yeah, we are getting things kicked off here. There is absolutely no resource on either side. What a throw there by Lolo, so risky, and now Boat's gonna make him pay the price.
Yeah, I was maybe trying to bait out another parry there, but Boat is taking it to the bank. 100% meter. Now's your time. The RC. This will do it. Boat takes it in the end. And okay, so a little bit of lore for you is Boat has many times played against GOLDLEWIS in tournament and dropped game-winning combos when it mattered most that decided set after set. She has talked about this many times as kind of being it just happens and it crushes her. To be able to drop a combo but still be able to take back the set might have just been the curse break that Boat needs. Lolo, an amazing showing, tried to battle it back, but unfortunately was not up to snuff. Boat moves on in bracket.
Yep, love it to see that from both competitors. Lolo doing an incredible job there on the loser's side, but Boat is going to be the one to move on. I mean, I don't know whether to call that clutch, anti-clutch, or whatever, but regardless of what you call it, the one thing that Boat can call it is a guaranteed 5th place finish.
Absolutely, and the Boat stays afloat as she moves on along, which means we got a couple more people to decide sink or swim. In this bracket, we got Haruko and Adand coming back up to the setup.
Yeah, once again, Adand is going to be fighting Johnny, this time not for his winner side life, but for his tournament life overall.
It's been, I mean, hey, the last thing you want to do is just know what it's like to have your back against the wall, but you already made it very close with Uwabami earlier to, like, a scary degree. You want to prove that, you know, Uwabami deserves to be up there and Haruko don't? This is how you do it. You find a good set win here. Aiden doing the most. And of course, for those of you that don't know, you know, a little bit of SoCal lore. Adand has a brother named whose tag is ZX, and they were the Faust playing duo.
Yes.
Just demons of SoCal Coliseum was just both of them showing up, and you're just like, I gotta fight a Faust. Sometimes you would go and you get double eliminated by the brother duo of Faust. Never feels good, but now he's holding it down for not only him, not only his family, but all of SoCal against Haruko.
Yep, as you said, is tasked with the mission of trying to make sure that all of non-Southern California, is out of this bracket. So far, they are both still remain, though both in loser side, but now is trying to do what he can to defend the house.
Absolutely, and you know, I'm excited for a set like this. I know the people are excited, having a great time watching more Guilty Gear Strive. Chat, show love to the TOs, to the staff, to the production who have been make Chain Shift such a great event. We get into one more set. It's losers quarters. Adand versus Haruko. The crowd's starting to come alive. We got a lot of Colorado people who want to see Haruko do it. We got a lot of SoCal who want to see Adand rise to the challenge.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what Adand can do if he can get the run back against the Johnny. Already going for these aggressive plays, and Haruko's there to punish.
Negative frames into gold burst is a great way to just kick the set off. Bombs maybe going to make this combo a little bit strenuous.
Oh, no!
Burst finds good value, so, you know, at least you got out of the combo, but Adan putting you right back into it.
Some of the early cracks in Haruko's matchup experience against Faust are coming out to play already. As you can see, not really able to route around those bombs, not knowing what to do about that scalpel, and Adan is there to put these punishes on full display.
Absolutely. You got the trumpet in the back like a good band kid going to school. You got to be able to play it when it matters most. JD off the overhead. Tries to go him up for a command grab. Not quite going to get enough meter to RC it afterwards. Haruko, yeah. RC as well, should be dead. Oh, not quite.
Whoa, what a bait there from Adan going for the hard read, and it pays off.
I mean, hey, and that's kind of what Adan does. I feel like Faust is known. Faust players, if you're committed to the character, you're known to know what to do in these scramble situations. Says, oh, I dropped it and I just got this JD. I'm going to get out of there. You want out of this scramble a lot more than I do. Haruko, starting off with throws that led you in this far.
All I got to say is that Haruko is definitely fighting an uphill battle. An uphill battle with the mental, uphill battle with the crowd, an uphill battle with the matchup as well. Trying to just tie things up. But Adan so far has shown to be a worthy competitor and tries to continue living up to that name here as he tries to play around this afro.
Ooh, caught you pressing. You best be careful. Yep, and the pop is going to get you a little bit more to go, but Haruko's got so much meter here. This gets so scary. Great tech on the throw. Backdashes, gets out of the far slash range, but not enough that Haruko can't stay contesting.
That's going to be so scary. A misfinder should do it. Tries to go for the punish, but there's nothing there. Card is out. What a way to punish. Is able to navigate his way around this, finds the trumpet, and now has to get Haruko out of the air. Does so with the 2K. It's going to close it out with the Scarecrow. Game 1 is going to go to Adan.
Trying to find airspace against a character like Faust is a dangerous gambit time and time again. He has so many good tools to bring you back down to the ground, and Haruko finds out firsthand. But I am sure she's got more in the tank, unless Adan is finding a good mix. Great punish.
There we go. Not even going to allow that card to proc, says I just want to get items on the board immediately. You've seen Haruko go for a lot of these throws, goes for another one, teched promptly by Adan.
Yup, and finds another throw here in the corner. Good meter as well. Ooh, reset. Now the card's already laying on the ground. Ooh, a little stunting with it. Just says, I'm going to keep it in the blade as long, or in the sheath as long as I can. Haruko, great round on the board there to battle this one back.
Yep, working with just slightly more resources there. And then now working with this great positioning. And that's trying to deal with this. Tries to go for the tech. And Senga, so much damage already. And now isn't even going to be phased there. Make sure that the wall isn't broken and tries to deal more, provide an even stronger onslaught to Adan's defense.
Oh, whoa!
That's right. Minifa's got you covered there.
Yeah, Adan, I think just, I'm sure, you know, there's a setup in his mind that he was about to hit with, but I digress. Finds a throw off the landing, trip guarded off the land, and now what do you got here? Command grabs. Welcome to the Mixville.
Oh, we're doing it again. Don't do it again. Don't do that. There we go. Finally finding it. Gets the fuzzy and the burst out of Haruko. Thinks that she'll be able to close this one out. Gets the 2D. Now has the bomb. Is out of the way. Connects on the right one. Will he be able to finish this combo? Is able to do it. Doesn't even worry about the bomb. And Adan stays in this game.
He teleports behind you, says nothing personal, Johnny. Just business. And Adan takes a great round there, but Haruko kicking it off with more ways to just deal it out as best she can. Oh, it finds a solid counter hit. That's big damage. And still holds on to the corner. She wants to end it here.
Yeah, doesn't even care about the big damage. Just wants to go for the big screen positioning. I will say, though, the hole-in-one going to even that one right on out. Oh!
Even the best of them can get undone by your own devices. The best laid plans of mice and men are not enough for Haruko. She knocks that one down, evens up the set count.
Yeah, it's like now we got to see what Adan is going to do to counter. It's definitely easy to get thrown off by something like that. Banana Oki's on the table, has the throw, but Haruko's going to land right into that trumpet.
Yup, good avoidance, though, on that, you know, easy jump over. Goes for the command grab, not quite to find it. Tries to burst bait. Haruko, a huge defensive reader, and has gotten a couple good rewards off of it so far. But so far, you know, just sticking to the offense.
Man, I got to say, Adan's ability to trust in himself, to trust in his counter reads has been incredible so far. A lot of these combo routines from Haruko have gone to waste because of those hard reads.
Oh, goes for the command grab again. This time with a little bit more safety. Haruko not quite punishing on those. kind of the risk of always opting into holding up instead of committing to backdash there is you won't guarantee a very, very high damage punish, and Aiden is keeping momentum going off of it.
One more touch. Should do it here for Aiden. Tries to go for the cheeky setup and is going to get punished promptly by Haruko. Has a 100-meter, has a corner, and has an Insenga starter. This is going to be massive damage and a round loss for Aiden.
Absolutely. That should pop the glass and gets that little bit of extra damage from the wall pop needed to knock that one in. Haruko off to another round lead. Aiden needs to find a way to get a little bit of better control of the pacing of some of these round starts because Haruko is just running away with enough damage to make the early parts of each round mean so much.
Oh no. I love that. Isn't able to quite get the hole in one there.
Yeah, the timing on it not quite enough, but I mean, hey, extra damage is extra damage. You'll take what you can get. Not quite enough for super either means you're going to need one little more. Oh, 6K just comes up, gets you out the sky and to the wall.
Oh yeah, so you already know that that's going to go ahead and punish it. Aiden's going to go and take the round.
Yeah, I actually really like I really like this from Aiden, right? You hadn't shown that you're willing to reversal super, but if you have 100% tension, it's something you always have to be thinking about, no matter whether you got super P or C or not.
Yeah, I don't think that Haruko has caught on to the fact that Aiden doesn't actually have super PRC in the arsenal, and has been playing around it this whole time.
No, yeah, it's that's the issue that that happens when you come to out of region events, right? You don't always know what players have and what they don't, but. Overheads there, not quite finding it. 6P just to see if you're swinging out with that forest.
Whoa, not blocking the dome.
Yeah, didn't get caught up on the pierce, which is good, but still a good bit of damage. Oh, and that's going to be a little bit more. Knock opting for the wall break again. Haruko really loves holding on to these corner situations, right? Kind of, it almost makes me wonder if she's had like experience in other fighters, right? Where she just values the corner so much more than the plus frame wall breaks.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think so. I think that Johnny is just so good in those corner scenarios that you can't even really consider, it's like you have to consider that the full strength of this character comes in the corner, right? That's when you get the meterless conversions off of the air misfinder. That's when you get the meterless conversions off of the lows. Big damage situations as well. Safe jumps. You get access to so many offensive tools as long as you don't break that wall.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I'm here in the crowd. I'm hearing them come alive because, SoCal. This is SoCal's own. This is the Coliseum zone. Yeah, and of course, look at him smiling. Look at him cheesing. He's just happy to be here. Yeah, that's right. Say hi to the family at home. Say hi to ZX.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Haruko just trying to change the song. I definitely respect it. What do you think she's listening to?
I feel like we gotta have some MCR or something on. Maybe I'm typecasting. Dyed hair to dyed hair. It's all in the family. But I gotta be answered truthfully. And of course, the truth is what shall set you free if you're able to knock down one more game here.
Oh no, backdash is caught. This is already the strong start that Aiden is looking for.
Yup. Hammers on deck, swinging out with the golf swing, getting a ooh.
Whoa!
Little tricksies there. While you were looking at the item, he's already behind you. Aiden trying to do what they can to knock this one in. The tap is able to connect on the trumpet there. Oh, that might have just barely done it if we got one little bit of damage, but finds the 2P in the end. We get there.
I like that connecting on the 2P. Says, you know what? I know the 6K is coming. I know this dash is coming. Let me just be sure to cover both options. Real smart play from Aiden.
Yup, and more cards on deck. Are we going to start?
Oh no! The card didn't proc! That's such a bad position now as Haruko goes into the corner.
Yeah, something we've seen from Haruko before is just pushing a little bit too far past the card and missing on the detonation. Now Aiden, command grab in the corner, and Haruko not a lot of meter to find a way out.
Yeah, has that burst though, has one way out, and is going to try to take it to the bank. Aiden is going to return to the sender. Looks like that check is bouncing.
Oh, absolutely. Saying, hey, I don't know about all this. I don't know if you got enough, if you can go ban for ban with SoCal.
Oh!
The tap does to knock this game in. Another game 5 as SoCal tries to defend its own.
Oh my gosh, one more on either side. This is not the start that Haruko wanted. Had a very dominant lead, and now it's looking like Aiden has the momentum with the crowd, with the gameplay, and Haruko is the one who has to come from behind.
Absolutely she does, and of course Colorado's own is doing their best to cheer for her, but the second slice will be the one Getting the Afro in on there. Mini Faust for a little extra plus frames. Get the guard crush in there. Tried to IB maybe. Slips through the fingers. Be careful, Haruko.
Not able to block that. Gets hit. Meaty. Really makes you wonder what Haruko's doing on those wake-up options. Aiden trying to close out the first round of this game 5.
Yeah, might just be over like back. Oh my goodness! Says no, you can't just get away with that for free. I got overheads on deck and guard pops. Let's see what we got. Oh no. Aiden is undeterred. He's willing to contest on these and try to challenge everything Haruko has.
All right, one more round will do it for Aiden. Haruko trying to bring this back from behind.
More damage. I'm liking what we're seeing. Oh, again, the Wild Assault. This is what got you there. Oh, a little extra damage here. Situation's getting crazy.
So many reverse hitboxes coming out here looking like a game of Melee.
Oh, be careful. Oh, a little bit more. Okay, good blocks out. Haruko with an opportunity.
Wow, what a check there on the dash once again. Aiden has been so disciplined with those and punishes the landing with the command grab. One more setup to do it. It's -2. However, 6K is here. Aiden needs one more defensive read. Haruko trying to bring this behind.
Yeah, this might be a situation where Haruko wants to break the wall as soon as possible, but Aiden fights out of the corner. SoCal defends from another invader. Haruko with an amazing showing here at Chain Shift, making top 8 all the way from Colorado, but SoCal's just a little bit too steep to beat.
Man, what a performance by Aiden. Finds himself in 2 Game 5 scenarios with 2 incredibly competent Johnnies. Just barely isn't able to hold on to the first one, and in the second one really finds his groove, finds his rhythm, and is able to take Johnny out. Now going to be advancing on.
Absolutely, and I believe with that we are going to be rounding out like our top 4 competitors. If I'm not mistaken, we will be going to a break between this. We might get some slight confirmation from production, but of course that means there's more Guilty Gear Strive coming up after this. Chat, you don't want to go anywhere, please. We got a lot more. I think we got some actual technical difficulties, so of course we'll be entertaining you in the meantime. Avian, have you been enjoying the event so far?
Oh, I have been enjoying everything about this event so far. I mean, like I said, I can only sing my praises about this event so far. Everything has ran smoothly, and just like everything has ran smoothly so far, we keep things running smoothly. So we will be, as you already said, Ramona, sending it to a quick ad break. Don't go anywhere. Maybe you can go to the pantry, get some snacks. Maybe you can go to the cooler, get a little bit of water. But you won't want to miss this top 4. More Guilty Gear Strive coming up soon.
character to do it from this deficit, it's gonna be him. And the second time he shows the cross up, it hits both times.
He knew if the round trip would jump medium and they called up the teleport. That was OD.
Yes, I mean, however, when you think about the offensive power that Johnny has, this is not going to be too long before the curtains close, and the curtains close with 7 letters accompanying it. Uwabami off to a hot start in game 2.
Absolutely. He says, I can answer perfect for perfect, too. If that's what we're going to do, we're going to hit hard. That's what we do down here in SoCal. You know they got top players on deck. And of course, in a very loving way, everyone always wants to root against RedDitto if it's in our region, right? He's the titan of the game for a reason, but Uwabami is just trying to prove that he's a challenge.
Oh my gosh, another potentially round-ending error there for Uwabami. Has been playing just oh so well, making all the right decisions, but just hasn't quite been there with the execution, and now RedDitto's making him pay.
Yup, and with a plus frames, a throw, no RC, just kills it, gets a frame kill with a 5P there. Are you willing to burst here, Uwabami? Not quite. Takes a tap D with just a little bit of pride, a little bit of humility, says, okay, you got me. Now we move to the last round.
I like that there from Uwabami. Just wants to go ahead and save the burst. Says there's no point in winning this round. We still have a whole nother round to go.
And I like that as well. Bursting a little bit early just because RedDitto doesn't have enough meter to really make this hurt. But if he gets another win like that, this is where the 50% starts to add up.
100%. I mean, RedDitto has been getting some of that training with Jonathan Tene, especially in this matchup, and is showing it off right here. It has been a murder here in these first 2 games, and Uwabami literally throwing their head back like, I don't know what I could do so far when Nathan's playing this hot.
I mean, he just does it time and time again. When Nathan is on, it is the unstoppable tide. It is few and far between as far as mistakes are concerned, and Ditto just, I mean, he does it so well every time. But will Johnny, our hero, Uwabami, be able to knock this one in? Can you at least get a game win? Don't let Ditto get 3-0s all the way up to grand finals, but he might just.
Oh my gosh, so many reads. Reads on reads, just the way you have to play this matchup. Wait, the pick up there, gonna be taken. RedDitto to the other side with the card pop is still on the table.
Slightly misspaces the card pop. The card pop, though, is just a little bit too far behind the screen.
Oh no. 6P not gonna connect. Walks right into the swords. RedDitto tries to make something out of Uwabami. Isn't gonna get anything for his troubles besides a sword to the face in the round one for Uwabami.
Yeah, the Rekka just slightly misspaced there, and Uwabami's able to at least find a round on the board, but swinging back big and just fully loaded with that with the swords. You know, I mean, we even see RedDitto doing like routes that we haven't seen him pull out all the time. Like, he is constantly leveling up event after event, so keeping up with him is just such a hard ask. The 5D is gonna open you up, and another super to get some good damage in.
100%. Here comes RedDitto trying to close out this round, set himself up with a match point. Uwabami gonna have other things to say about it. Not in this round, though. Gonna be going to the next one with it all tied up.
And, you know, this may just be how these games go. 6P finds a good punish there. What else we got with it? Good blocks from Ditto as well.
Oh
and the
God.
challenge. Just every part of it. Offense, defense, neutral. What else do you need him to be good at? He's got it.
Oh, man. We see Uwabami trying to go there with the defensive options. Pulling out all the stops. But RedDitto just has answers for the answers. Such a strong, such an embedded game plan out here for RedDitto.
And he's got BRC overhead mix. You know, what can he do? What can he do?
Attack as well.
Lose? That's it. That's all he can do. Opens you up on the low. Uwabami trying to rewrite history a little bit here. The RC finds you off the ups.
He's at the scary spot. And this is gonna be dead if RedDitto doesn't drop the combo. We've seen it before, but we're not gonna see it this time. 3-0 once again. RedDitto has yet to drop a game on the winner's side.
It's just so hard to watch. You know, like he's just an outstanding player through and through. You know, like it's. I feel like a lot of games have had this, right, where there is one player who just can't be beat. You know, there's like Melee, you had the era of the gods and everyone, you know, had their respective times. You know, like there was, you know, the era of like early Street Fighter 4 when like the Mata Daiga Nemo era where, you know, like, what do we do about these JP players? I feel like Ditto is kind of making a dynasty. We might be witnessing the beginning of just what may be the next year.
At least on the West Coast, that's for sure. I mean, so far has had a ton of tournament success here on the West Coast. As we said, we haven't really seen that metal against some of the players that you've come to know and love in the scene, just because of that proximity. Has done his work on the West Coast over here on EVO, has done his work, with Festival of Fates, done the work, of course, with the Arc World Tour Finals. Whenever people come to his house, has been able to find the victory or at least get damn close. But still need to see a bit more of those results as RedDitto branches out to other parts of the world if we want to be able to call that a dynasty.
Look, I'm saying, like Rome wasn't built in a day.
Sure.
It takes time. It takes, manpower. It takes tournament after tournament win to really see what it is realized. But I will put it out now. You mentioned East Coast. You mentioned other regions. I don't believe there is a region that could beat us. And if they would like to prove us wrong, you know where to find Ditto. That's what we're saying. But speaking of regions that have a chance, Boat, the last out-of-region rep, trying to dethrone SoCal versus Aiden on this Faust.
Yeah, has to go through a little bit of this SoCal boss rush. It's very, very interesting to see, right? Got to go first through one of the best Fausts in the region on 8N. Then he's going to have to get through Uwabami, someone who has just come through to the LA area very recently. And finally, got to end it off the Arc World Tour champion if you want to win this tournament.
Absolutely. Parry's going to go wide there. And 8N, ooh, instant overhead on the reverse sides of things on defense. Oh, great way to start it up.
I like that stare down there coming out from both players, showing that no one is really too willing to make a mistake, much more willing to take their time than go ahead, screw up, and then find themselves down around.
Yup, H. Kafar is going to get you a knockdown here that we're taking as far as we can go. Good blocks here. Not going to commit to the wires. Not going to commit to super either. Oh! I like that hesitancy. 8N kind of, recognizes, oh, hold on, something's not right here. I'm going to RC. Sees, has enough time to react to that Wild Assault. Great play from 8N.
Oh, I like that. Try to set the record straight there with the hole-in-one. H. already going to thread the needle, and now the trumpets and the mini Faust as well. The whole army of Faust children coming through and helping him out.
Oh, absolutely. And while mini Faust is just taking a leisurely stroll.
Look at that. Amazing.
It walked on and just said, like, hey, you got it, big boss. I ain't doing nothing to this business. Super's going to crack the glass and leave Boat with a sliver of HP to work with.
Whoa.
Ooh, parries on the fake setup for the overhead? You got those.
Okay. Goes low once again there. 8N so diligent on the defense, forcing the burst out of Boat. Has to try to find something. Boat only has one more chance of life.
Yup, and with 100% meter, you're going to be blocking. Good guard cancel, but not quite enough.
Oh, man, what a option there from 8N. Just wants to go for the delayed low, maybe expected Boat to go for the fuzzy jump, try to go for something. But at the end of the day, all we can go for is this lead as Boat tries to claw her way out of an early deficit.
Oh, yeah, tries to keep you up in the air long enough for that golf swing for the bomb to go off, not quite finding it. Oh, and a gold burst just to get a little positive attention, get a little extra item. Mini Faust, come back. Mini Faust is honestly doing the most to do nothing right now. Finally gets into the action, and it's going to pay dividends for Aiden as he's got 100% meter and both burst off the table.
I love that, allowing the mixed situation to come through for 8N to pick a little bit of a conversion there. Tries to play off of that parry, and Boat's going to start mixing in those options. You got to get a little bit more creative with that offense if you want to hit Boat.
That you do. Sneaks in with that 2P, finds a counter hit, but not quite anything to work with yet. Oh, excuse me, the weight is coming. And now it's time for the high-low game you all enjoy.
Whoa.
Whiffs on the 5D, comes in, grabs your toes, says, no. I'm not letting it slip through.
I like that. 8N saying cut the cameras. Neither of them too excited about what was going on there with that play, but as we say, in the business, we take those, and 8N is taking those all the way to the bank here, getting off to yet another early lead against Boat, trying to go ahead and close this out.
Yeah, beautiful time to catch the fuzzy there, and 8N putting another one into a dire situation. Potentially game 2 hanging in the balance. You got burst, you got close to 50. Well, what can you get as the meters are coming in? Not quite the spacing you need.
Oh, that's right. Get something going there. Guard cancel parry. Gives Boat the corner, gives Boat another chance. Mind you, this is to go down 2 games here in this loser side. Never the position you want to be in.
Yeah, and I like that Boat is getting very aggressive here, but slips over, and 8N finds the punish. It was a really good play off the parry there, right? You get the pop back, you switch back around, but Adan does what he can to knock down this 2-0 lead and finds the overhead there. Catches you sliding along the floor with that 2H.
Ladies and gentlemen, only 2 rounds away from a successful SoCal defense. Boat, gonna have something to say about it there. What the? Well, 2 Afros this time.
We got Afros on deck for days and not going to need them. Oh, actually doesn't pop in for that confirm. Says, let's take a little extra damage. Why not?
Yeah, but now, once again, Adan off to an incredible start. Has to try to close it out here, and Boat trying to find just anything that she can to stay alive here in this 3rd game.
Oh! Baits out the parry that time. Keep that hammer in your construction belt, because right now you're constructing yourself a game 3 win if you are not careful. Boat on their last life here.
And here we go. Gotta see what Adan can do to try and close this one out. Gotta see what Boat wants to do. If she wants to find a way to get out of here, isn't gonna find it though. Even with that combo, that's gonna be put right into Faust's loving arms time and time again. 2 for 1 special on the haircuts.
Yeah, I'm not opting in for the 3rd one there, since I'm just going to float on in, take what I can get. Burst. Boat, this was your last chance. You got to make it count.
Oh no. The damage is slowly trickling away with those scalpels from full screen. Such a hard position for BAIKEN to be in, especially with those trumpets, especially with that ton weight. Guard Crush comes out, but Boat finds the miracle 5P, going to try to take this into a round win and stay alive.
Boat had to deal with so much there, but finally able to clear all the junk, but the 5P from Adan secures it. Round of applause for Boat taking home a top 4 finish here at Championship.
You see that? Calls out Uwabami, says, come here, I'm going to need that soul next.
Absolutely, and of course, you know, these two honestly have been great friends. You know, this is the Filipino brotherhood of SoCal that we have here, and I love that Adan said, I wasn't even thinking about Boat. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about that game 5 in the winner's side that should have been mine, and I'm trying to take it back.
Man, I got to say, what a close set for Adan. But to be honest, to Uwabami, that's just Tuesday, right? Finds himself in that position all the time. Was able to take it yet again against Adan, and Adan just barely trying to find a way to close this out. We should be in for a good one here.
Absolutely, and I mean, you know, I don't want to, you know, read the prophecy too soon. I don't want to talk too much about what hasn't been seen yet. But Adan, honestly, I feel like is one of the players that can at least mix things up against somebody the likes of RedDitto. You know, I'm sure Uwabami has a lot that he has learned to run back against Nathan with. But both of these players want to get their knuckles dirty with Nathan. So we're going to see who's going to earn it. We got the button checks on deck.
I like that. Johnny's like, all right, dash button works, I'm good to go.
As long as I got my gas pedal, I don't need nothing else.
100%.
And of course, I gotta shout it out one more time. Thank you all for, you know, y'all tuning in, enjoying our first iteration of Chain Shift here in SoCal. It has been an absolute joy to bring you this event. You know, we've been having a great time with it so far here in sunny SoCal, La Mirada, California. But with 3 competitors left, we have to narrow it down to our final 2. And this is how we do it. Johnny versus Faust, Uwabami versus Adan here in Losers Finals.
All I got to say is regardless of what happens, not only will these competitors be going home with one of our Chain Shift medals, but they'll also be going home with a Chipotle card gifted to us just from Sajam himself.
Absolutely, the man, the myth, the legend, Sajamicus, dropping off those codes for the Chipotle finalists. So, of course, you know, it's going to be a great time for those of the Sajam Slam enjoying varieties. But right now, Adan is putting on a little bit of a show of his own. Command grabs on command grabs. That Afro's on fire. You best be careful. The super is going to feature the flames.
Yeah, like this is kind of tough with the Flame and Afro as well. Oh, thought it was not going to be enough. And goes for the PRC command grab as well.
Hey, cute super dickhead. Let me show you real quick. I got another haircut for you. Oh
my gosh. Adan off to a very strong start. No bursts are going to get used, but the round advantage is going to go to Adan.
Absolutely. You know, talking about the barbershop. Aiden trying to just keep that mouth a-running, saying, I called you out, I gotta prove what I do. Uwabami, though, on the overheads. Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to quite, not even going to be close to enough for the kill there. But Uwabami just wants to give themselves a fighting chance into this round.
Oh, okay. Gets a card throw there, but not quite able to clean it up. Oh, same side.
Got to see what Aiden could do with this opportunity. Now as the wall break, has plenty of burst to work with and is going to get plenty more meter to work with as well. The BRC down. What a smart play. Using the last of what he's got to secure that and go tie up the round count as well.
Absolutely. Good start there. You know, keeping yourself alive in here. Aiden checks you on the dash up, though. Says, hold these boots real quick. Oh, okay. I like the mini Faust presence here. You know, it really is going to make Uwabami want to go forward there, right? And Aiden immediately calling that out.
Oh, tries to dash into the items there. Uwabami going to be in such a scary spot. Doesn't find a way out, though. Going to get hit with the haircut once again. Blocks the super and blocks the burst as well. Aiden is going to be the one on the board first.
Aiden closed door after door after door in the face of Uwabami to lock that game 1 out. And now, advantage in the set to Aiden.
Uwabami, now you can see playing a little bit more on the defensive side of things. Aiden running with the same exact tempo as normal, trying to just get these small chances that he can out of Uwabami.
Oh, again, catching on the tap dust. Uwabami, like, honestly, longing to be blocking a lot of these tap dust, has not been able to find good value. It's a card out, but just a little too far away, and Aiden is picking up the pieces of this set.
I mean, already here in a monstrous lead to get things kicked off here for round number 1. Uwabami, they're going to be taken through the wall.
Oh, it stops again. Just puts that 5K out in front of you. Says, hold this, please.
Oh,
the
no!
6-speed slightly flubs.
Man, this is a scary spot here. Uwabami, though, going to be very more than willing to take what he can get. And what that's going to be is going to be that HKD. One more setup should do it. Got to see what the opportunity here. The TP Mistfinder is all that she wrote here in this first round of game 2.
Absolutely. Good stuff here. Finds a round start hit there. Nice stuff from Aiden. Oh, crawls under the Mistfinder as well. It's going to get you the pressure situation. Oh, vaults in. This time Uwabami gets away with it and should be able to convert this into a wall break. No, not quite. Holds onto the corner.
But good block on the high there, but ends up getting baited on the throw. Uwabami says, I am going to be back for vengeance that first game. You're going to need to answer back for what happened there. 3 close slashes and much more to take the life of Aiden.
Really good stuff from Uwabami there. I like that as well, right? Saying, hey, remember how I ended you in the winner's side of this when I did this exact throw bait on you? You're still falling for it? You don't want to see something like that. Uwabami trying to just make Aiden remember what it's like to lose.
What a conversion. And what a burst here by Aiden. Just trying to pick up the pieces of whatever he can here in this round. Uwabami's going to have no parts of it, though. Says, I'm going to take your burst, put it right where it came from.
Yeah, Uwabami doing a great job of getting clear of the blast zone of that bomb as well. Red Risk is a ticking, and Uwabami is taking another round down. Aiden, what do you got?
Man, what a way to show off the first non-3-0. Not the first non-3-0. We had the game 5 last time, but a very rare non-3-0 here in this top 8.
Absolutely, and again, 50% damage. Uwabami is just running away with this one. Aiden gets the throw baited one more time. Burst. What else do we got? Tries to go up there and commit to the throw this time. For the command grab going wide. Means Uwabami's taking the lead.
No emotion on the face of Aiden. Almost you see looks of despair going in here into this Johnny matchup. Says, you know what, I got to this game 5 before. I'm going to try to do it again here. But as they say, each journey is going to need to get started with a single step.
Absolutely. Mr. Lamar, if you truly want to play the game, tighten up. And Aiden might not have enough time to do so. Uwabami is just running away with this one. Oh, some meteors, a little bit of breathing room to get some extra items out. Call in help from a friend.
Love that 6Ps on 6Ps. Trying to find some sort of option. Tried to do it again, but the 2H is going to absolutely neutralize that response here and give Aiden another chance to take this lead.
Yup, good super as well. Uwabami's got a lot of meter to work with, so Aiden needs to be a little bit careful. Just opting for the bomb toss there. PRC to just try to get out of the way. Oh, great timing on the 5P. Waits just until you're in range.
For the low. Now Senga's going to call it out here. Aiden has a chance to win this round, especially after that burst. Gotta try to find a way to ignite it. Not gonna be enough. And finds the value with the burst that he's looking for. First round going to Aiden.
Really good stuff from Aiden to recognize that situation, right? Knew Uwabami wanted to immediately put back on the gas and says, hold on, I'm just gonna PRC, put the far slash in your face and get this punish secured. But now Uwabami owning the corner situation. Aiden, how are you gonna find your way out?
Oh, there we go.
Instant overheads. Uwabami finds first wall break.
I like that pickup there with the 5K, trying to make sure that no damage is off the table, no meters off the table with this positive bonus. Now trying to secure this round. Should be able to, uses all the meter that he can to secure this set point situation.
And this is the last breath in the lungs for both of these competitors because you don't want to go to that game 5. You don't want to deal with that stress if you can help it. And Uwabami trying to put that one to rest early. 50% HP on Aiden. Finds a nice high counter hit to give you a little bit of room.
This is not the spot that Aiden wants to be in. Despite having that burst on the horizon, and despite having this command grab, that burst is quickly returning to Uwabami, who also has 100 meter to go along with it.
Yup, the backdash finds her way out. All the meters spent. Aiden answers that with a burst. Gets around the low mist fighter. Oh, be careful though. Burst is on deck when you choose to use.
Spanish just yet tries to go for the air throw, tries to go for the 6P, a prompt punish with the 6K from Uwabami with no drops. This should be a 3-1 as Uwabami advances to your grand finals.
Amazing stuff to Aiden to make it this far in bracket and really fight tooth and nail for that last round, but it just doesn't come together. And of course they hug it out. You know, these are longtime friends, competitors. They, you know, it's all over the love of the game here in SoCal. But I mean, honestly, I felt like that was Uwabami knowing how badly Aiden wanted to close it out, how badly Aiden wanted the air throw, wanted something, and just baits out the 6P and finds a way to knock that one in. Amazing stuff to both of our competitors, but that means there's only two left. Uwabami battling up from the loser's side, and that means RedDitto, who has been waiting in the wings, yet to drop a game.
I do have to say, this may be the time where that happens, because one of the things that I also noticed between the last Uwabami and Aiden set and the current one we just saw in the losers finals is that a lot of those mistakes that Uwabami made initially are completely gone, right? That's where you can see that domination start to come from. Even though objectively Aiden played much better in the losers finals, the score looked much more wide just because of the fact that a lot of those mistakes that Uwabami was making are now gone. So now we have to see if now the fact that Uwabami is warm is going to affect RedDitto in the slightest, or if this absolute reign of terror is going to continue.
Absolutely. I think you're hitting it right on the head. And of course, there's one player that is hard to keep that locked in, to keep everything together against. And it's a player like RedDitto, as we let the intros rock for what might be our final set. Uwabami versus RedDitto here at Change Shift 2025. You may have seen it across various SoCal events, Coliseums, whatever you may have, but there's a competition before us today that matters most when it's all on the line. What do we got as Uwabami starts up?
Yep. Now I gotta say, RedDitto is already off to the start that he's looking for, willing to burn the meter to get anything out of Uwabami that he can, and that burst is what's gonna be the result of it.
Yeah, I like the burst here, right? Try to take advantage of the one sword state as long as you can. Finding the overhead there is a great way to get things started up. Get a good bit of damage as well. 30% linking HP bar from RedDitto.
I love that. Uwabami already off trying to get this round out of RedDitto. Burn the burst early. Looked like it was the correct play. And the 6H is going to let first blood go not to RedDitto, but to Uwabami this time.
Yeah, I actually really like that round there from Uwabami, especially towards the tail end, right? Being willing to swing things like Far Slash and 5K into a character like Ram is a good sign of your confidence, but RedDitto is trying to shake that right back up.
Here we go. Life Lead going straight to RedDitto. Uwabami may be able to build back another burst, but might not even elect to spend it. Might want to keep it for that round 3.
Ooh, and yeah, I was going to say keep it for that round 3. You're going to have to, because that next slam is going to take it down. First advantage, though, like you just mentioned, Uwabami, you're going to have to make the most of it. Spins it on a wild assault to try to get this pressure in. Oh, good timing to delay that close test. Keep you locked in.
Trying to find any of these pokes wherever he can. RedDitto's not going to have the end of it, though. I like that hard knockdown with the S-Fighter. It's going to get the close slash punish. This is going to be big damage.
Yeah, no, super, though, is a little bit strenuous, but not undoable for Uwabami. I really like that he had the patience to avoid that JK, but the 5D is going to open him up. RedDitto won't be able to get into super territory either, so Pendulum swings back.
Gotta be so scared. I like that YRC. Spends the resources. Gotta see if he'll be able to close this out. And no! What a mash coming out here from Uwabami.
Wait, potential.
Oh no!
The deflect shield. Thought if we could get the deflect shield, you get enough space after the sword connects to you. Just not quite the timing right. Maybe RedDitto knew. Maybe it was just a bad read from Uwabami, but that means Ditto takes the game 1, and that's just, you know, when you're battling back from the loser side, every game like that hurts so much more.
A bad beat like that is not what you want if you are going to try to dethrone a player as sound as this. But Uwabami is trying to get his get back right now. So far, has RedDitto right where he wants him. Right there, spelling out the name. Get to know it once again here as Uwabami tries to continue to go for this perfect here in round number 1.
Absolutely. Oh, careful though. Contest there for a very, very scary trade. But Uwabami answers with a 5D, finds a counter hit on Ditto, and puts first round on the board. 2 as round start. Good damage, and now a corner. Yeah, you're gonna need to burst that off. Otherwise, that was just gonna be C next round.
100%. Go though.
Ooh, tries to swing out with the 6B there. And see, I really like so much of how RedDitto structures the game. And we're going to see kind of, you know, this one get knocked down, knocked away. I like a lot of the way that RedDitto structures his corner offense, right? He is so good at catching on to when are you trying to swing your way out? When are you trying to even just 6P sword, right? Because it's still an advantage state, but RedDitto says, no, I can take a little more. If I'm willing to get up with you, 2K, kind of be in your face a little bit more, I can take so much more out of every situation.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of taking more out of every situation, Uwabami has just been going on an onslaught so far in this round. Good BRC, gonna be able to maintain some of this pressure. Oh no, goes for the Daro. Is it gonna alert in much? Gets the wrong misfinder, and once again, a key mistake is what's gonna put Uwabami's game on the line here. No hard knockdown. Gotta see if it's gonna be one more read. RedDitto's able to take it. Once again, these key decisions are what's gonna be the difference between taking a game and losing one, increasing the gap here. 2 more rounds for RedDitto to take the entire tournament.
Mr. Lamar, you have to tighten up. And we're seeing it here, right? Those were so close, game 1 and game 2. Uwabami is right on the precipice of making this happen, but just needs to put the final piece together.
We gotta see what do to try to close this out. Gotta see what Uwabami can do to try to bring this back. Now has to not only overcome this reverse sweep, but has to win 3 more games against RedDitto, who has looked on fire so far.
Oh, and finds a good hit there to at least get you a corner situation, but Ditto just double jumps away. Jumps over the 6B though, good timing from Uwabami. Pressure sequence, overheads, oh, but comes in with a JK of your own, and yeah, you're never free. The deflect shield won't be enough.
Oh no, just tries to go for the desperation super. Gonna be taking him through the wall.
How does he know? How does he know? How does he know everything you want? He knows where you live. He knows what your family did. He knows where you went to school, and he's taking you there first class. Because right now, RedDitto is just knocking this one in. Uwabami, you get the burst off, but you have to put the last linchpin in.
Go out here, tries to go for the proc. Nothing there, though. Great recognition from RedDitto. Oh, that sweep, though, is going to be real good. Now allowing Uwabami to try to take this round should be more than enough for the card proc, and it is. Uwabami stays alive.
Yes, but don't start breathing easy now. You have another round ahead of you and a long road ahead. Throws in with the card toss, still not trying to greed too far out to take your turn. Good pressure here. No meter to wire. See this wild assault. So Ditto just has to hold it, and Uwabami, opportunity!
Yep, this is exactly the opportunity that Uwabami needs. Gonna go ahead for the super, wants to get the hard knockdown, wants to try to push this advantage as much as he can in order to try to steal this game from RedDitto.
Finding some overheads. Ooh, catches on the low. Can't quite get the pickup, but the OTG should be good enough.
No,
Great
finds the burst.
Yeah, great timing. Oh, finds a low. Uwabami staying alive. And of course, SoCal is cheering for Uwabami because we have all lost to Ditto time and time again. So this is for every bit of just prize pot that we've paid to Ditto over the years.
Man, we gotta see what RedDitto is gonna be able to do to now stop this momentum that Uwabami is gaining. Has the crowd on his side, has the gameplay on his side as well, is trying to just finally free himself from these mistakes, but RedDitto was never going to let him live those down.
Absolutely not. The super through the wall says, I might not let you live at all. We're into another situation.
Whoa!
Blocks it out, but contests a little too early.
Not going to quite be able to kill, but what a mix-up from RedDitto.
Oh, the flip punish!
Whoa! And what a dash out by Uwabami now. The play has been so incredible on both sides.
Contest gets the clash and the cancel off of it. Ditto already committed first, but he's got a super of his own. Look at the smile on this boy as he knows, yeah, I'm willing to rob you blind of it. Don't think I'm above wake up super. I'm RedDitto as he takes another 50% to the bank.
Groans coming out from both sides. We just saw generational sequence after generational sequence, and now the ram pressure that everybody knows and doesn't quite love is coming out as RedDitto tries to secure this tournament.
Oh my goodness, it might be the world champ difference, baby, but it's a throw from Uwabami as he's able to find another pressure sequence. Super does connect. What do we got with the plus frames? This is what matters most.
Yeah, now we gotta see. I'm very curious about what RedDitto's going to do on Wake Up here. Likes to go for the fuzzy jump. Is going to get caught on the jump timing this time. Once again, messing up.
Yeah, was slightly
checked.
checked.
Going to be punished too. Has to get the burst out of Uwabami. The only way that he's going to be able to stay alive. No punish there. Going to be one more mix-up. Uwabami is going to bite. It's going to be one more opportunity. Gets the forward slash. And for some reason, it's going to get counter hit. And with that, Uwabami clenching his fist in defeat, and RedDitto standing up in victory. RedDitto is your inaugural Chain Shift champion for Guilty Gear Strive.
I think Uwabami saw through the lines of like, I'm going to throw card here and that'll give me enough meter to RC and I can steal my turn based on that. I mean, even he threw his hands up like, I don't know what I was going for. I needed something. And I mean, honestly, many of us all across the world need a miracle to knock down someone like RedDitto. Congratulations to RedDitto taking home Chain Shift's first installment here in 2025 here in La Mirada. I believe we're going to an awards ceremony after this, but it has been an absolute pleasure to be bringing you all the action. Avian, thank you for holding it down with us here in the land. It's always a good time to be here with you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I already know I had a good time. I hope these players had a great time as well. But in the meantime, as already mentioned before, we have a couple of awards to give out. We have some Chipotle to give out, got medals to give out, and we have that wonderful grid medal grand prize to give out as well. This is going to be us signing out. Enjoy Under Night as it's coming to a close, and finally enjoy that main event as Tekken 8 will be coming on the mainstream later today. We'll catch you. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Yeah, we will be going to that after a little bit, but I just also want to throw a couple shout-outs real quick because, of course, we got, Sajam Slam and Chipotle helping out, sponsor us, helping out, give a little bit of extra incentive to these competitors.
Yes.
Thank you, of course, Mr. Jam. And, of course, Awaited Fate. Thank you for sponsoring in our event. We always try to support each other.
Absolutely.
If it's out here for SoCal, we're gonna put on for SoCal. A lot of other locals and regionals that gave us cards. We love to help support scenes all across the country. I believe, we're getting everybody together for we got people hugging. We got people saying, "Oh, what a great event run." Honestly, this has been an absolute pleasure And I think we're gonna be just like holding it down while we wait for everyone to get together for the award ceremony. Avian, where can the people find you if they want to know more about Avian commentary?
Man, I mean, if y'all really want to know, I mean, same thing down here, same way it's spelled with FGC at the end. I really just tweet about sports, to be honest. But sometimes you can see where I'm gonna be at. Maybe I get a banger every once in a while with a post, but. What about you, Dr. No? Where can they find you too?
At _Dr. No _. You know, I be sticking it around with the game as much as I can. You know, like I'm very invested. You know, as well. If you're a Melee fan, or you know, like hey, catch me on that 2x KO. Check me on that Marvel Dokkan Soul, because we got a plenty of good action. You know, coming down the pipeline for you.
Absolutely.
And I believe, are we doing? Who's? We should. I'm curious. Who's doing Who's doing awards?
I think it's TO for each game, so it's
Ooh.
probably Howdy. I'm sorry, I'm watching this Uni gameplay right now. Shelly.
Yeah, I think.
Shelly and Jade.
I think we're just holding it down until then.
Yeah, no.
But man, I mean, it's been a great event. You know, one thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah,
I
I
think
was
it's
gonna
one
say,
more round.
if y'all are tuning in to the Uni sides of things, Uni is
Yeah, low-key go watch that. This is gonna be crazy so far. Shelly see with the throw.
all right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, good tag. Oh no. This is looking like a murder here. This might be round number 1. Uh-oh.
Can you cut to Crowdkin? Can you cut to Crowdkin? All right, we're gonna throw it to the crowd cam. We're gonna throw it to let you see our top 8 gamers right now. Don't worry. You know,
Absolutely.
we're just wrangling everyone up. Unfortunately, these SoCal gamers, you know, they wander around all the time.
Yep. Got to figure out where they have gone off to. We see one. I think we see everybody. I thought that it was top 8 medals, but as far as looking like that's not going to be the case. Looking like we're going to be adjusting these cameras. Going to be holding it down.
Okay, I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna tap in. We're gonna see what chat's got going on. You know, I want to talk to the people. I want to address all of our lovelies here. Oh, all right. Who's announcing the awards? Who's announcing the awards? I'll go do it.
All right. I'm going to be doing your award ceremony here on the stream. Gwen. Got Dr. No holding it down. FAPPER going to be going ahead, taking it in 7th place. Congratulations on a good run. Yeah. Frijoles Guapo taking down 7th place. Lolo coming away tied for 5th. Great run starting out on the losers bracket. Haruko coming through. 5th place. Boat taking home the first Chipotle card, coming in 4th place. Aiden coming through, winning the first medal at the regional in his home state. Runs the mic, runs the game. Our run-up is going to be Uwabami. And finally, as the people expected, it's going to be RedDitto taking home the grand prize. And with that, all the awards have been listed. Pictures are being taken, and applause is being given. With that, that is going to close out our Guilty Gear Strive 2025 event here at Chain Shift.